Alright, you are going to start the quest starting in Greenshade. The primary quest line here, starting in Marbrook, will lead you south down to Bramble Reach. You'll start the quest, The Witch of Silitar. You'll talk to a spinner guy here in this cottage. He'll tell this story that you get sucked into, and you will be warped to the Isle of Silitar, which is an instance zone. It's got this manor house here, which the quest line will eventually lead you to, but you can go in straight away. You don't have to wait. The great thing about this manor, it is an exact replica of the Volkal Guard Bank, and it's missing the door here that creates a zone for that room. It has 25 containers downstairs that you can loot. There's a recipe, and after an hour and a half of doing this, I never went more than 2 rounds, there's a praxis, without getting either a recipe or a furniture design. There are 2 containers upstairs, but they're really not worth hitting. It takes about 40 seconds for me to do this downstairs loop. And then, once I've made it back to my starting point right here, I usually start in this room. Look at that blue recipe, dang. So yeah, I start usually at this chest and do a circle back to this location right here. Then I have a key bound and tweak it, which automatically logs me off. I log back in. That takes about 20 seconds. 40 seconds for loot, 20 seconds for that. About 1 minute total round trip. Probably better load times if you're on an SSD. And doing this for an hour and a half, I got over 25 to 30 blueprints, plans, diagrams, designs, and practices for furniture. Most of them are green or blue, a few whites. I got some crafting motifs, a lot of blue and green gear, and also probably I'd say a dozen or so, maybe 15 or so recipes, mostly green, some blues, and a purple. And none of this is considered stolen, and there's no one here to bother you, to compete with. There's no guards, there's nothing. It's phenomenal. And so you can just do these loops while you watch something on another screen or something, and I did this for about an hour and a half and came up with that much gear. I made the deal with myself that I would not, I would stop once I went 3 rounds of getting nothing, and it never happened. And finally I just got tired and stopped doing it. If you come here as part of the main quest line, it'll ask you to get dressed at this cabinet. Don't do that. Don't use this cabinet, because I have a feeling it might progress the quest line and kick you out of here. You might not be able to get back in. I don't know. And if you log out for too long, you will be taken back to Greenshade. You'll have to talk to the spinner again to get sent back to this isle. Obviously, you're not going to get any thieving skill ups while you're here, so there is that downside. And you know, it's a main quest line for the zone, so you kind of have to do it at some point if you want to progress forward. But yeah, that's it. Happy looting.